I'll be on Caffeine Live tonight, caffeine.tv/Queenzflip to answer any question pertaining about the fight to get into more details of what I feel is going on. Tune in tonight on Caffeine. Download Caffeine app. It's free. I'll meet y'all tonight. The Caffeine link is in the description below. It's free. Caffeine.tv/Queenzflip. I have a phone number in Jamaica, so you can call me tonight. Let's chop it up. Queens. Yo, it's Queenzflip, man. Listen, man. I'm here to tell you guys about the King Earner Paparazzi pole fight and why it was canceled. Let me just tell you about how I think first. Number one, I don't have any expectations of men. This platform is a self-made empire. Self-made, meaning, and we're independent. Everything is done in-house. I don't depend on anyone, nor do I have expectations. But sometimes, when you meet individuals, you build rapport and bonds, and you have hopes. Like, not hopes really, but I was waiting, let me say waiting, for both parties, King Earner and Paparazzi Poe, to relinquish any wrongdoing on my part. To say that Queenzflip had nothing to do with this decision. So I stayed quiet. I made a decision on my own to stay quiet. Let me stay quiet, let it die down. But that's a fool of me because I can't fool the people. You guys stand on your squares. You guys hold it down because I know I had nothing to do with it. I'll let these guys talk about it, but obviously I have to come and talk about it because I brought a lot of light to it. Celebrities, everybody hit me up. It went around the world. I can show you. And I want to explain to you, but I was waiting for King Earner and Paparazzi Paul to say, yo, Queen still got nothing to do with this. I can't control a man. I can't control no human being. I can control myself. I explained that each individual, BLK Prime, King Earn, and Paparazzi Poe, that there are numerous events pertaining with Queenzflip name on it. This is why I didn't want to get involved initially. There are numerous events with Queenzflip name on it that didn't go through. Like 3 or 4. And all except one was not my fault. But I stand on it, I take it. Everybody utilizes and uses their emotions. And they would sacrifice you. Black people do a lot of times. Matter of fact, people around the world, they'll sacrifice you to make themselves look good. But as a man who burns himself, as a man who pranks himself, breaks into hotels and got banned from St. Lucia, got his head busted, as a man who did a lot in the entertainment field of social media, I'm content with who I am. And you can't sacrifice me because I'll say what I did and mean what I say and show what I did and show what I say. A lot of people think about it based off of emotions. I can't do this event. I can't do this. I can give you any event you bring up, except for one that was my fault. No, I don't want to do this. And I thought, me personally, I thought that, this content for the people. You guys are all gaining. We are all gaining. So let's move forward. Not necessarily trying to sacrifice them, but let's move forward to provide content because you all are gaining. That's how I looked at it. But a lot of people let their emotions be involved and they don't want to do it. Safety becomes a concern. A lot of things become, and I get it. And this is what comes with the territory. So I don't blame anybody. All in all, it's my fault because I didn't take proper precautions and proper measures to make sure things run smoothly. But I like to be hands on, but I don't like to baby people. I don't like to cradle. This is why, you know, I give people a dose of me in increments. I don't like to, that's not me. I don't like to baby. I don't like to be too friendly. I just like to mind my business and hold the adults accountable. So let's talk about the King Earner Paparazzi Poe fight. Basically, I was waiting for these guys to say, yo, Queens, you know what I mean? And because I told both of them in the beginning. I don't blame BLK Prom, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to my best knowledge. And I take full responsibility for my role that I played in this by staying quiet. I was I felt that BLK Prime refunded everybody their money. I saw it. People got their money. That's how people found out. So it shouldn't be an issue. And then they got Bosco versus Gonzo coming up. So it shouldn't be an issue. But obviously, people still ask it, and it's an issue. So let me explain what I know. Basically, King Erna and Paparazzi Poe was talking about each other's families, disrespecting each other's parents, dead parents, grandparents. They kept going far. They had a conversation on three-way for the first time they spoke to each other on three-way. King Erna, being the man, gave his word that he wouldn't do it. I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna go far. Now let me break that. I'm gonna show you from both perspectives. King Ernest said, "I'm a man. I'm not gonna go far. I give you my word." Paparazzi Poe, they had to understand it. The fight was on, and then things got a little messy. That kept going, and it became past the event. It became past put the gloves up and put the guns down. It became past that. It became more messy. It became distasteful for sponsors. We had news involved. We had Karen Civil involved. We had a lot of people involved. We had a commercial lined up. I have a text message from a top TV network, Fox, to do an interview. Yeah, we had all that lined up. And I'm going to show I got paid. We had all that lined up. So I'm thinking, yo, King Ernest, just chill. Or Poe, like, maybe don't be too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you from my perspective of how I seen it by listening to these individuals. So they talk, you see, on top of my mother, and then there was another conversation pertaining to King Erna putting out Paparazzi Poe's location, which is not right, right? And I say he did it intentionally, but King Erna's being who King Erna is. Now let me show you from King Erna's view. King Erna's view is that King Erna is selling this fight. King Erna is a hell of a promoter, a hell of a promoter. He sells the fight. He knows how to make it happen. He keeps you engaged and interested. Everybody is talking about it. So he looked at it as I'm just selling the fight and I want to make this guy come out of shell. Also, he looked at it as Paparazzi Poe was not really promoting. Paparazzi Poe was promoting his music. Paparazzi Poe was on some fly jiggy stuff. Paparazzi Poe was doing all this and doing all that. And to Paparazzi Poe's defense, Paparazzi Poe was working on his first amateur fight. Paparazzi Poe was focusing and training. It's two different personalities. Everybody's not the same, and this is why I tried to explain to King Erna. But he did things to bring it out, and a lot of people got offended by saying that if your mom lays with a rat, then she's a hood rat, and people got offended by that. But King Erna stood on the square. Paparazzi Poe, his thing is that, yo, we had a conversation. We did this, we did that. Now I still want to fight. I still want to do it. But now it gets a little complicated. I don't know who got involved. They didn't explain who got involved. They're not breaking anything down. But Poe, still, the last words from Poe was, I still want to do it. That's the last word he told me. I heard him out his mouth. I still want to do it. But also, Poe explained to me that it becomes a different situation because Poe is outside in a different area. You see, King Ernest is in somewhere where he's at. Poe's where he's at. Now, since King Ernest who he is, he's much older. He been through a lot, and he has a grip of certain things. His life is not involved with a lot of people pertaining to being in the circle. Paparazzi Poe, he's moving away from that. And he still has ties to certain things. I gotta be honest. He still has ties to certain things, so things become complicated when there's an event and now things are being disrespected and people are threatening or saying they're going to come somewhere and mess up the bag. That's the truth. No, I didn't speak to BLK Prime. I spoke to Poe and Erna. That's the truth. To mess up the situation. So when people come in involved and threats and now they're calling sponsors, I don't know how they got the sponsor's number. They look it up and they're calling sponsors, so people don't want to be a part of that. So now they're going to move on from that. Extremely distasteful situation. I told both of them. Me and Paparazzi Poe had a big argument. Disrespected. SMD this, SMD that. Oh, you on King Earner this. I'm telling him this about his family. Like, that's the first time we ever got into that. Because I was trying to tell him to say to me, like, yo, if you don't want to fight, just say I don't want to fight. Stop telling me about all this. Until I found out that there was an email sent from a sponsor that received the email pertaining to people showing up to the event and shutting it down. That's crazy. And all that shows me is that how much business I could do with certain individuals. So me and Paul was going at it. But people calling the event, people are doing things to sabotage the event. So BLK Prime decided not to go through with it. They refunded everybody back their money, and now they're doing different fights. Would I like to see King Earn and Paparazzi Pro fight? Yes. Hopefully, I can get a sponsor and do it myself. I would like to see, because this got to go down. But this is my reason to you. I take 100% responsibility. I decided not to say nothing because I thought it would die out. Everybody got paid. Just in case people think that nobody got paid, I'm going to show my receipt of a wire transfer. Everybody got paid. We got paid good amount of money. But, and shout out to, hopefully, Gonzo and Bosco can make it go through. But with the King and the Poe situation, it got too messy. People will contact the sponsors. They got a big venue. And people found out and they started threatening. Poe was still ready. King Erna was ready. That's why I said the fight was still going down. So King Erna and Paparazzi Poe needs to stand on their square and say, you know what? We're going to do this somewhere else. Because now I can't do the face-off if they feel like this. They got to come with written on paper, they have individuals that's coming. It became more about ego and pride instead of put your gloves up and guns down. So we all take full responsibility for the situation. Moving forward, I know how to do. I know how to move. I know what I'm doing. And like I stated to these individuals, anything I put together, a lot of things I put together doesn't go down. But I'm going to make sure this next Final Four situation goes down. I'm going to make sure. And I would not be anyone's sacrificial lamb. I would not fall on my sword for anyone unless I'm putting the sword into my... Hey, yo. That sounded crazy. But you get it. Queens.